Do something important that could make a real difference and change lives.
Get the facts today and register to become an organ donor.
Find out how at organdonor.gov or call 1-866-99-DONATE.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame.
All right, we're going to have some fun today on our opening Masters Thursday. Johnny Ballgame Show Sports Talk Radio brought to you by Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us, being a part of the show today. You can call, you can email, and you can text message us throughout the program. Just got you for 2 hours today. We'll get you to Houston. That's the Toyota Center for Rockets versus Blazers. Your home for Blazer basketball right here on Super Talk Radio. So, Blazers, Rockets tonight. No Damian Lillard. Blazers are probably going to get smoked. Houston playing the way it is these days. Probably going to be a tough night for the Blazers, but we'll get you there. That game will start at 5 p.m. Until then, we have a lot of Masters talk. We have Conor McGregor going Conor McGregor at the Barclays Center. We have that I wanted to get into. We have basketball with Bubba today. That's going to be a fun segment as well on the Johnny Ballgame Show. Calling, again, taking your calls, emails, and text messages. I guess we start things off here. Our Baker City gold and silver top story. Let's go to the Masters. What the heck? Still yet to be determined for round one, and I say that because there's still several golfers on the course. Rory still golfing. He's at -3. Kuchar still out there, also at -3. Jordan Spieth is now to -4 in second place, or I'm sorry, tied for first. Your leader so far, Tony Finau, and that's weird because he was the dude who tore up his ankle yesterday and almost didn't even play in the darn thing. But Tony Finau is now the leader at -4. We'll see if it lasts. I mean, beat up ankle and all, but -4 is now the score. If you're wondering, earlier on, I'm sure if you watched Tiger today, he was all over the place. Tiger finished at a +1, so he's essentially 5 strokes back right now, which is doable. I stayed up this morning. I got up this morning. I watched Tiger. Watched every swing he had essentially through 18, and I thought he was here, and I thought he was there, and I thought he missed some makeable putts. Tiger almost, you could say, at a +1 is somewhat lucky to be where he is. It could have been worse. He had a double bogey screaming at him on, what was that, 13 or 12? I can't remember exactly what it was. And, he saved himself out of a serious double bogey. Not like he was going to go Sergio today. That's a whole nother deal. Sergio went Tin Cup McAvoy today at the Masters, and he's done. It's over for Serge, last year's champ. We can talk about that as well. But just to sum up the Masters, Baker City Gold and Silver top story, it looked to me like several of the golfers that the buzz, how big it was, and we talked about that a lot, like just how big a deal this year's Masters seems to be. You know, a lot of folks are paying attention. It's the first time Tiger's been back in this event since 2015. And he's golfing well, or he was going into this thing. A lot of these golfers are golfing well right now. And a lot of folks thought in the golf community that this is going to be one of those Masters that's going to come down to Sunday in the last 4 or 5 holes, which is great. I mean, that's perfect television. That's what I love about the Masters on a Sunday afternoon. 4, 5, 6 golfers still in it, and that's usually what it is. Not too many times do we see, what is it 2001 Tiger Woods, when he just absolutely destroyed this tournament, won it by 15, 16 strokes. It was like Secretariat at the Belmont, dude. They had to change the damn course for it. They had to reshape Augusta National to Tiger-proof it. which is hilarious. My buddy talked to me about that the other day, Cameron Morfitt, who's a staff writer for the PGA Tour, and I didn't remember that. There was massive changes to the layout of Augusta National after Tiger went Tiger on it and absolutely ran away with it. But what I was trying to get at, just to sum up day one, and it's almost over. I mean, Spieth's on, 15 right now? McIlroy's on 16 right now. Kuchar's on 17. It seemed to me like a lot of the fellows were nervous going into this thing. It seemed like they felt the buzz as well because you didn't have a lot of great scores early on. In fact, a lot of the folks, a lot of these golfers who are at -3 or at -4, they were golfing later on in the afternoon. I mean, Tony Finau was fairly early, and credit to him at -4. Maybe, you know what, some one of those deals, it's like, I'll go back to Tin Cup again, that cheesy movie, Kevin Costner, great, whatever. He got hammered, wasted the night before, right? And he goes out and sets the single-day course record for the U.S. Open. Maybe Tony was so worried about his ankle and just being able to walk around the course and whatnot that he didn't think as much about his game. He didn't let the demons in his head. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know the psychology of golf, but I know there is a psychology to golf. Maybe that's part of it. But most of the golfers I felt who started out early this morning, I don't know if you woke up with them. I was up at 6 a.m. watching this stuff. A lot of the better scores, and maybe it's because of the weather, you could see your breath at Augusta National today. Did you notice that? When Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player did the ceremonial first swing, you could see their breath coming out of their mouth. It was so chilly. And this is Augusta, Georgia, April 5th. That typically isn't the case. I think maybe the weather helped and was advantageous to some of the golfers golfing in the late afternoon. I mean, think about it. It's 6:15 right now at Augusta National. They're 3 hours ahead of where I'm broadcasting this show in the Pacific time zone. It's 6:15, and Rory and Jordan, Cooch, they're still out there. But I've noticed a lot of the scores seem to be guys that were golfing a little later. Reed was a little later. Like I said, Spieth's still out there. McIlroy, who's at a -3 now, tied with Kuchar. He's still out there. And some pretty big names up at the top. Tiger's going to have to rally tomorrow to make the cut, and I really hope Tiger makes the cut. Honestly, like if Tiger goes home on Friday on this thing, to me that's a mega letdown for golf. To me, it just is. Now, don't get me wrong. The golfers at the PGA Tour now are, in my opinion, better than they've ever been. The PGA Tour needs Tiger less now than it did 10, 15 years ago. That's not even debatable. 10, 15 years ago, Tiger was the tour. He's not anymore. I mean, the tour, thanks to Tiger, still survives without him today. Heck, Tiger hasn't even been golfing the last couple of years, basically. And the tour's been great. But for me, I want to see him Saturday and Sunday, so I'm hoping Tiger makes the cut. I'm not sure what the cut's going to be. It's probably going to be about an even score, right? It's probably going to be around even. By the way, the only dude who has a worse score than Sergio is an amateur. Tough day for Serge. What do you have, an 8 on a hole? Was that what it was? he kept hitting it into the water. Was it 4 times? 5 times in the water? 5 in the water. Yeah, Sergio went Roy McIlroy today. He went Tin Cup. I love it, man. Ball game show, Benchwarmers Pub. We're going to be a quick tourney for Serge. He's got it last year. He won the title. He's cool. He's good, right? I'm sure he's not all that worried about it. Ball game show, Benchwarmers Pub. No, seriously, he's probably really ticked off. But that said, dude, he won the thing last year. He's still got to hang out all week, though. Serge can't head out. He's got to give the winner the title, the jacket on Sunday night. So he's got to hang out all weekend regardless, which is pretty funny. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill, having fun with this today. Again, that's kind of your Masters update. I don't make much of day one. Just don't make much of it. A lot of things can happen. Usually the scoreboard on day one isn't close to the scoreboard on day 4. A couple players probably still there, but for the most part, nope. There's a long tournament, 72 holes, and some of these guys aren't even finished with 18 yet. 72 holes, big tournament. And ask Sergio, one hole can screw you for the whole event. I always say this with golf tournaments. You can't win a golf tournament on a Thursday, but you can lose. You can lose a tournament on a Thursday. Ask Serge. But you can't win one. So you just kind of got to stay the course here. And it's going to be fun, Masters. I'm loving it. Ball Game Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. That's your Baker City Gold and Silver top story, established in 1981. They always keep their percentages down. You want to invest? Call Gary at Baker City Gold and Silver. And remember, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. Conor McGregor today at the Barclays Center. Honestly, it was this is hilarious. And I don't even know if I believe all this stuff or not. Apparently, there's a warrant out for Conor McGregor's arrest. They were doing their media day, their press day at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn for UFC, 223 or whatever the event is on Saturday. And McGregor, it's almost like a bad B movie. Honestly, it's like, Roadhouse Part 3, straight to your DVD player. Like a bad B movie, Conor McGregor and a bunch of dudes show up, and they basically hijack this press conference. McGregor took a garbage can and threw it to a charter bus that was carrying a lot of the UFC fighters for this event. They were on the bus, probably headed back to the hotel or another media obligation they had. And McGregor, I don't know why he was so mad, took a garbage can and chucked it at the window at the bus and shattered it. I mean, the window didn't break, but it was cobwebs everywhere. Dana White's, said he's going to sue him until the cows come home and all that good stuff. And it was just weird. And my boy Brian Campbell, combat sports writer for CBS, one of the best. He kills it every time he comes on here. He'll be here at about 3:35. Don't miss this. This guy covers boxing. He covers UFC, WWE. One of the best in the business, Brian Campbell. The guy interviews like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson and Conor McGregor and stuff like that. Like, he's big time, dude. He's coming on in about 15 minutes. That's going to be a good one. Ball Game Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Excited for the Masters this weekend. Again, we'll get you out of here tonight at 5 o'clock for Blazers Rockets. Johnny Ball Game Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
Did you know that proper service and maintenance of your air conditioning unit can keep your system running more efficient and keep your utility bills down? Hi, this is William with Valley Metal and Heating in Baker City. At Valley Metal, we value customer service, which is why we will send one of our certified professional technicians out to inspect and service your unit. We will offer affordable rates and unmatched professional service. We also offer free estimates on new systems. Valley Metal and Heating, 541-523-3402. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hey, I just finished going over our budget.
Oh yeah? How does it look?
So much better. I've been thinking we should invest some of it, a little bit each month.
Now, when you say invest, are you talking about going to the casino?
No.
Just kidding. What did you have in mind? Something like stock, bonds, or an IRA?
Well, I recently stopped by Baker City Gold and Silver. The place downtown on Main that has all the rare coins and currency?
Oh yeah, I love that place. Wait a minute, are you talking about investing in gold and silver?
Yeah, they're very honest and knowledgeable. Everything they said makes sense. Like, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. It's kind of hard to own a bunch of numbers on a computer screen.
Exactly. And we can purchase what we want, when and how we want too.
Mm-hmm.
That settles it. We need to go down to Baker City Gold and Silver together. What's their phone number? I want to call and ask a couple questions first.
1-800-556-2133.
Hey, for all of you listening that own an RV, camper, or trailer, Kurt's RV Service and Repair in Island City has you covered. For any issue, large or small, Kurt's RV Service and Repair will make certain that your next big trip will be a safe one. Many of you may be quite handy yourself and can handle some issues with your trailer, camper, or RV on your own. That's great too. Check out the amazing parts and inventory at Kurt's. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, you'll find the parts you need at Kurt's RV Service and Repair in Island City.
This is Rob Cashel, Commissioner of the Cascade Collegiate Conference, talking to all you sport fans in Eastern Oregon. Competition in the CCC has never been better. We've got some of the best NAIA basketball programs in the country, and sport for sport, the CCC can match up with anyone. Visit CascadeConference.org and keep tabs on programs such as Eastern Oregon, College of Idaho, and many more. It's a great time to be a Cascade Conference sports fan. That's CascadeConference.org.
Maybe you've heard women live longer than men.
Alicia Willis of the Employee Benefit Research Institute.
Women today will need to save more money than ever to fund a longer, more productive retirement.
Target how much you need to save by completing the ballpark estimate worksheet at www.choosetosave.org. That's www.choosetosave.org.
Don't neglect yourself and your financial future. Plan today and choose to save.
Choose to save.
Almost Memorial Day weekend, camping geeks. Got that camper, that RV, those trailers. Going to put that into action Memorial Day weekend. Make sure you swing by Kurt's RV, service and repair beforehand. Felinda Loop, Island City. Make sure everything is up to speed. You don't want to run into problems for the biggest camping weekend of the year. And it's going to creep up on you. Here we are on April 5th. Make sure you have Kurt and Rod and the whole team of folks there take a look at it before that big Memorial Day weekend plan. Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. By the way, something scary is going on at Augusta National. Yes, something scary going on is that Jordan Spieth is feeling the flow. He's found his happy place. Good things are happening. He's at -5 right now through 15. And look out, okay? That's one of those things where if that dude's feeling it, it's like Steph Curry is 4 for 4 from downtown at the end of the first quarter. Uh-oh. You know, Judge and Stanton both go deep in the first inning. Uh-oh. That type of deal. Michael's got 25 at the end of the first quarter. Ah, shucks. Kobe went for 30 at the first quarter. Yep. I mean, that's the equivalent. You know, if Jordan Spieth gets another birdie or so, if he can finish day one Spieth at a -6, that buys him a lot of leeway to maybe have a bogey here or a bogey there. FYI, Jordan Spieth today, bogey-free golf. Hasn't had one bogey today, has he? Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. So, yeah, Spieth's at 5 under right now. He's alone in the lead, and, look out rest of the field, because if that guy gets it going, everybody else could be screwed, and he could be off to a wonderful start. I mean, with all the attention spent to the 2018 Masters, and there's a lot of attention. Like we said, the buzz is just bigger this year for the Masters. And with all that attention going on, I mean, it's kind of fitting, or it could be, for a guy like Jordan Spieth just to say, you know what, oh, hell, I'm just going to blow this whole thing up. I'm just going to go, I'm going to be on my game. I'm going to finish this thing -18, -17 for the tournament, and I'm going to win this son of a gun by 6 strokes. Sorry, guys. I'm just that good. And Jordan Spieth is just that good. Is he 25 yet? I mean, that's scary. What does Spieth have? 3 majors now? Is it 4? And he's, I mean, I'm looking his age up right now. He's 24 years old, dude. Guy was born in 1993. Dude. So, yeah, look out. He might just throw a whole big wrench into this whole Masters that we're all hoping, oh, it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so competitive. Yes, come on. I want to watch every hole of this all weekend. And all of a sudden, Jordan just says, nah, you know what? Turn out the lights. The party's over. You know, maybe he can just go ahead and do one of those things like Tiger did 15, 16 years ago. We'll see. I want to get to some basketball stuff because I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you this. It stinks, but the NBA playoffs just got a whole lot less dramatic in terms of the Eastern Conference where, heck, drama is always at a premium. Kyrie Irving, it was announced, will miss the remainder of the season. That includes the playoffs for the Boston Celtics. He will need another surgical procedure to remove 2 screws from his patella that were inserted in 2015 to repair a fracture he suffered from the finals that year. This is an ongoing thing with Kyrie. Didn't he have a knee issue in college the one year he was at Duke, or was that an ankle? It was one or the other. I would just hope moving forward for basketball and certainly for Boston that Kyrie Irving, this isn't a Derrick Rose type of deal. I mean, Derrick Rose was 23 years old. He won the league MVP. He was the youngest league MVP in the history of that league, okay, with the Chicago Bulls, and they looked like they were prime, dude. He was going to be LeBron's main nemesis, and Derrick Rose was going to give LeBron all he could handle. And Derrick Rose got hurt, and he got hurt again, and he got hurt again, and he was Humpty Dumpty. They could not put him back together. And Derrick Rose right now is nothing in this league. He's nothing. He's a 10-day contract guy. It's over for Derrick Rose. And he was on his way to a hell of a career. Now, I don't know what the deal is with Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving. Hopefully that isn't the case, because Kyrie Irving's 25 years old, and he's averaging 25 points a game, 5 assists, a few rebounds. He's having a terrific year. And the Boston Celtics, one of the flagship professional sports franchises on this planet, have given them the keys to their car, have given them the corsage to put on their daughter's wrist for prom night. Yes, Boston has given Kyrie everything, and if this knee issue doesn't heal correctly, and all of a sudden Kyrie just... Look, here's the deal. If you lose a step, that step is the difference between averaging 25 and averaging 17. It really is. If you lose just a step, that step, all of a sudden, you're not hanging with Russell Westbrook anymore when you lose a step. You're not hanging with Harden anymore, LeBron, Steph, Durant. You're not with those guys anymore when you lose just a step. Ask Derrick Rose. You're in an entirely different zip code category of NBA type of player. And Boston's paid him handsomely. Again, they've given him the keys to their franchise. And I would hope, and I have no beef with Kyrie. I actually really like Kyrie. I think he's highly intelligent, except for the fact that he thinks the world is flat. I honestly do. Like I say this all the time. Listen to a Kyrie Irving press conference. A highly intelligent dude. Like, I mean, I would imagine that he legit could have got into Duke. Like, he's a smart guy, really intelligent guy. I just like hearing him talk to the media. In my opinion, I think he's a highly intelligent guy. I don't know what the deal is with his thoughts on geography, but anyway, where am I even going with that? Yeah, smart guy. I certainly wouldn't want him to not be an elite player anymore. And hopefully that's not the case, man. But Kyrie Irving is gone for the year. When I talked about, the East Conference, certainly needs drama. Take this out. Boston's going to be essentially, and I don't think they can even puke this away, Boston's going to be the 2 seed in the East this year. And they're not going to have Kyrie, and they're not going to have Gordon Hayward. They're going to have a Morris twin and a couple of rookies, essentially. And I'm serious, if I'm the Washington Wizards right now, licking my chops, am I? I want the 7 seed now. I don't want the 6 seed. That'll give me a date with LeBron. Nope. I don't want the 8 seed. That gives me a date with the Raptors. I want the 7 seed. And if I'm Washington, right now, the Wizards who hold command of the 7th seed, I'm saying we need to hold the 7 seed because we can beat Boston round 1. We can. Boston, I don't think they'll win a playoff series this season. I don't. And if they do, okay, fine. They'll beat the Wiz or the Bucks. Good for you. Have fun round 2. But no, it's over for Boston this season, and it's unfortunate because that would have been a very fun second-round series. Kyrie versus LeBron. That's what we would have got. Round 2, Eastern Conference semis. Boston, Cleveland. Kyrie, LeBron. That would have been, drama. Something that the East has no idea what is, The East has no clue what drama is. There's no drama in the East. You just got to wait a month and a half for LeBron to get to the finals and then get smoked by the Rockets or the Warriors. I mean, that's your NBA playoffs, folks. Yeah, NBA action is fantastic. That's where we are this year. Blazers, no Damian tonight, as I said. That game's about 90 minutes from tip-off at the Toyota Center in Houston. I think the Blazers are going to get smoked tonight by the Rockets unless they're sitting players, and I don't think they are. I think Houston wants to pound Portland. I think there's a little bit of a beef there. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. I'll read your text messages on the Northwest Furniture and Mattress text line, 541-962-7700. Johnny, without Kyrie Irving, does this guarantee LeBron a trip to the finals? Look, I don't think Kyrie was really even standing in LeBron's way to go to the finals, Texter. I really don't. I'm trying to think how LeBron doesn't get to the finals. I mean, maybe Toronto. No, I think Cleveland's in pretty good shape, but now certainly without Kyrie, oh yeah, no question. Boston doesn't have a chance anymore. They don't have a prayer. They just lost their best player. But if I'm a Celtic fan, okay, I can scratch this year off. Opening night, 6 minutes into your season, you saw one of the nastiest injuries in basketball history with Gordon Hayward's foot getting detached. 6 minutes into your season. And now Kyrie's gone. I can scratch this year off if I'm a Boston fan, but I'll tell you what really worries me is that this is going to linger for Kyrie, and after another knee surgery he has to have now, that he's never going to be the same player again. Dude, that happens in sports all the time. All the time. You lose a step, and that step is the difference between being a first, second team All-NBA guy and not even being an all-star. So that's what I would be worried about with Boston. Crap. We haven't even had this guy for a year yet. All of a sudden he's broke, he's damaged goods, he's making a ton of money, and what do we do next? That's what you're hoping isn't the case if you're the Celtics. Northwest Furniture and Mattress financing is available. They have the best sleep center in northeastern Oregon, so make sure if you're in the market for a new bed, you give Sean Daggett, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, the first opportunity. Now, look, you sleep, a third of your life? Why wouldn't you make sure you have the most comfortable bed possible? You can do that at Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Conor McGregor, what the hell happened today? There's a warrant out for his arrest. They won't let his plane leave the state of New York. Again, honestly, they've locked down his airplane. Conor McGregor has an airplane. Of course he does. They're not letting him get back to Dublin. And what the hell went on at the Barclays Center with McGregor and a couple of dudes infiltrating and hijacking the press conference? I don't know, man. Brian Campbell works for CBS Sports. He covers all combat sports. He's awesome. He's up next on the Baker City Gold and Silver Hotline. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
It's time now for your LeGrand Ride weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, a low of 40 degrees with cloudy skies and occasional light rain. For tomorrow, a high near 61 degrees with cloudy skies and breezy conditions. In Baker City tonight, mostly cloudy skies with rain continuing, low near 38 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy conditions with a chance of rain and a high near 59. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Rod Hospital. Medical research shows that people who develop a long-term relationship with a primary care provider experience better health and lower healthcare costs. Make your health a priority. Call the RMC, your primary care medical home, at 541-663-3138.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2018 edition of the Blue Book Yellow Pages. Don't be the only business left out. In print, online at statewideyp.com, and now on your mobile phone. The best way to reach potential customers ready to buy. Call today to place your ad, 888-442-8838, or visit online at statewideyp.com. The Blue Book Yellow Pages. Simply the best.
This is Kyle McCandy from MJ Goss Motor Company. We have a different approach to the car buying experience. We value your time at MJ Goss Motor Company. We don't want you to be at our dealership for hours upon hours or waiting for the finance department for hours. We want you in and out as fast as possible with no hassle. If you can't make it down to us, we'll bring the car to you. We'll come drop it off for you, leave you alone with it, and you can come back and see us at your convenience. We're more than happy to be flexible around your schedule. At Goss Motors, we work for you. You are our boss.
I'm JD Stanley with Dream Builders Contracting. We have values at Dream Builders. I'm an American, and I believe our country has a bright future. I believe in family, our community, and that our children are the future. I believe in our founding fathers and the Constitution. At Dream Builders, we treat every project with the utmost respect. Trust me when I say if you hire us, we'll do our absolute best to make sure the job is done perfectly. That I can guarantee. Go America, go Ducks. CCB 180209.
Better quality of life for the rest of your life. Hi, this is David Ebel, physical therapist at Mountain Valley Therapy. Physical therapy is a treatment that is less invasive and significantly more cost-effective than most traditional care options. Physical therapy's focus is on improving function and reducing pain long-term. Let us be your physical therapist. Mountain Valley Therapy, your physical therapy clinic. Better quality of life for the rest of your life. Call us for your free consultation, 962-0830.
Yeah, look out, Masters fans. Jordan Spieth, he's hitting -6 now through 16. A lot of us were hoping for a close tournament, maybe coming down to a Sunday afternoon. I don't know, man. If Jordan Spieth keeps this up, this could be a Tiger type of runaway, and he has the talent to do it. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. We'll keep you updated there. But first, again, what the hell happened at the Barclays Center today? Conor McGregor and a bunch of dudes show up, honestly like a bad B movie or something, and hijack this press conference. Apparently there's warrants out for his arrest. I saw Dana White says lawsuits are going to be at a premium here. They're coming. I just kind of want to know what the hell went on. This guy's one of the best in the business. He's Brian Campbell. He joins us now on the Baker City Gold and Silver Hotline. He's a combat sports writer for a company, I think you've heard of it. It's called CBS, and he does a terrific job. BC, it's been too long since I've had you on, my brother, but after seeing what went down today at Barclays, I had to get you a text, and I appreciate you coming on, pal.
Oh, great to be here. I'm talking to you now from WrestleMania in New Orleans, and I think what McGregor did at first seemed a little WWE-like, right?
That was. Dude, you're at WrestleMania in New Orleans right now? You're getting ready for it?
You better believe it. Come on, Johnny Ballgame. That's how I get down.
Dude, you're the best, man. I love it, dude. Okay, I know you've. I don't know if you've read what Okamoto was saying. I know you have friends in the business and whatnot. What the hell happened today? Well, how do you put your finger on this with McGregor?
Look, this situation where I think the UFC was very lucky to get out of this with what it did. And I think, look, if you just watched one video of Conor McGregor picking up a handcar can and throwing it at a van, you may have chuckled and thought, wow, this is just the crazy actions of a humorously crazy guy. But if you can really dig through there and read the stories and watch all the videos, this was retaliation between camps. Khabib Nurmagomedov, of course, the unbeaten lightweight, who's in Saturday's main event, has long had a beef with McGregor. And on Monday at the Fighter Hotel in Brooklyn, Khabib smacked Artem Lobov, who is that best friend of Conor McGregor, his longtime training partner, who was supposed to be on Saturday's card. Yeah. And this seems to be McGregor's retaliation. He flew in, got his team together. They were able to somebody left the door open to sneak them into the Barclays Center, and they wanted retribution. But here's the difference, Johnny Ballgame. Had they approached Khabib, maybe talk trash, pushed, even a punch, UFC would have a no-doubt slam-dunk pay-per-view blockbuster on their hands in the near future. But McGregor escalated matters to really almost dangerous levels when he was throwing things at the window of a bus, breaking down the window, and injuring people on the inside. Lightweight Michael Chiesa, who's supposed to fight Saturday, was hospitalized for cuts on his face and head. Women's strawweight champion Rose Namajunas was just barely able to get out of the way and was so mentally shaken up that she just left the van and walked off to the hotel on her own power. This could have been bad, Johnny. This could have been really bad. Not just somebody losing their life, but let's say losing the and main event fights on Saturday. There was a lot at stake in this instance.
Brian, have you ever, you've been to a lot of press conferences, man, where things have got a little dicey. Have you ever seen or heard of anything like this before? McGregor and his buddies showing up and kicking the hell out of people for whatever the hell they were pissed off about? Have you ever seen this?
No, this is next level. Look, this isn't like McGregor throwing water bottles at Nate Diaz a few years ago, right? It's not even like some of the hijinks you see in boxing, right? Even once in a while in boxing, somebody will pick up a chair and maybe try to throw it. Look, this was dangerous. You get some UFC fighters and some personnel inside a glass-windowed bus, basically.
Yeah.
You know, the kind of party bus you would take on New Year's Eve.
Nice.
And you have a group of people on the outside trying to break down the windows. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, this didn't take place at the press conference. This took place in the loading docks afterwards.
Yeah.
This was gang retaliation, if you will. I mean, this went to that next level.
Okay, ultimately, you know, I don't want to say is this the end for Conor. It can't be, but, I mean, can it be? I mean, what do you think happens from all this, Brian? Other than Conor McGregor getting a hell of a lot of street cred from fight fans. They think this is bitchin' probably.
Well, look, you know, the New York City Police Department is investigating. The rumor that there was a warrant out for his arrest is untrue, but they're looking into this. He's going to face legal charges. He's going to face plenty of lawsuits, and I think UFC needs to come down hard and swift with a serious suspension that really snuffs this type of activity out moving forward. And I don't want to sound like that dad, Johnny, who's like, all right, guys, you had enough fun. Let's get it back together. But, you know, we've lived through things like the Palace Brawl, right?
Yeah.
There are certain stains that a sport can acquire that really stick with you and have financial and public relations, you know, things that really stick to it. And let's say, look, this is cage fighting. This isn't NBA basketball, right?
Yeah.
There's already a portion of the population that doesn't want anything to do with this. If you get a stain like a fighter dying in the cage or somebody getting seriously injured in a outside the cage retaliation like this is bad news. So if I'm UFC, I hand down a serious suspension that not only sends a message, but sends a distinctive message to Conor McGregor that you're not bigger than the sport. We need to humble you back to a point where you need MMA more than MMA needs you.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you'll start seeing Conor come back and fight regularly. Where we are right now, we have a crazy man who has way too much power.
Brian Campbell, boxing, MMA, WWE analyst, CBS. He's talking to us live from the WrestleMania site, New Orleans. That's going to be fun at the Big Easy. Let's talk Cinco de Mayo. I was all set. I had my Kentucky Derby. I had my Triple G Canelo rematch. Now this goes on. What? I hear Triple G still going to try to fight somebody. What can you tell me about my Cinco de Mayo fight night, Campbell?
I can tell you that there's only one person happy by this development, and that's my wife, because that's my wedding anniversary, and she always gets screwed every year while I'm in Vegas, right? I'm not going to Vegas this year because Canelo Alvarez, of course, ate tainted beef, supposedly, and got ahead of the game and pulled out of this fight before the Nevada State Athletic Commission took any action against him. Triple G wants to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. The opponents that they're talking about, Gary Spike O'Sullivan, a journeyman middleweight, and an unbeaten guy by the name of Jamie Munguia, who people really haven't seen because he hasn't fought anybody, and he fought at welterweight as recently as last year. Those are the two opponents getting tossed around, not Danny Jacobs, not Billy Joe Saunders, not fights we can get behind. And with HBO not having a big budget right now, this is going to stay on pay-per-view. So this is really setting up to be a lose-lose scenario for everybody involved. But look, Triple G wouldn't let this headline go away. He was the one who kept pushing it, and that's where we're at right now. And it's weird, Johnny, because it's finally good to see somebody in boxing who screws up have to pay the penalty, right? But at the same time, we all really wanted to see this fight, so it's created some debates and sort of catch-22s that you don't normally find yourself in boxing, where normally corruption wins.
Hey, what's up with Manny Pacquiao and Bob Arum? Are we going to see that anymore?
Well, Bob, Manny's still under contract. He doesn't really have a lot of say financially right now on this, but it seems like he's trying to move on without Bob, promote his own fights. He's trying to move on without Hall of Famer trainer Freddie Roach at that same time, wants to almost train himself with his team. He's going to fight Lucas Matisse this summer in Malaysia, potential for a good action fight. But I think if you're Bob Arum in Top Rank, you still have him under contract, so you kind of let Manny promote that fight himself, but Bob's still the overarching promoter. But you want to cash out Manny Pacquiao. Bob tried to do that with Terrence Crawford, of course, the unbeaten welterweight star, one of the pound-for-pound best. Manny didn't want it. But if Manny can beat Lucas Matisse this summer, let's see if maybe Bob tries to match Vasily Lomachenko, the pound-for-pound king, against Pacquiao.
Okay.
That's the perfect sort of young guy, old guy, crossroads type of fight that boxing pay-per-views are built on, right? That's how Manny became a star, by beating Oscar De La Hoya on the way out. That's the fight I want to see.
Well, you mentioned the Freddie Roach. I, of course, had that on my list, too. I love Freddie Roach, man, and no more Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach in his corner. What did you hear about the decision that Pacquiao wants to, go in his own direction? Was he blaming Freddie Roach for Manny Pacquiao becoming 40 years old? Like, well, why is he blaming Freddie, or why isn't Manny Pacquiao with Freddie Roach anymore, Brian?
Part of this is Manny not wanting to spend part of his camp in Los Angeles where Freddie Roach owns the gym, wanting to do the camp in the Philippines. I think part of it, though, is what happens to a lot of aging fighters when they get to the end. The relationship just sort of sours. They don't want to be told the same things. They don't want a trainer telling them maybe it may be time to hang it up. So Manny's going to stick by his best friend in his corner, Buboy Fernandez, who he was trying to sort of propped up as a next trainer on the rise. So if anything, I think it's more about Manny trying to help his good friend out at Blue Boy and saying, let's give him some shine right now. Freddie, hey, we had a long run. You were like a father to me.
Yeah.
But for now, we're stepping aside from each other. And I talked to Freddie about this. He said, I didn't get a call from Manny. I didn't get a reason for it. But he's like, it's business. It is what it is. I can't really control it.
How's Freddie doing these days with the Parkinson's and whatnot, Brian?
It seems to be the same. It has been almost a status quo for him, but he's getting up there in age in the sense that, he had that run when Pacquiao first started really moving up in weight, where he was the darling promoter of boxing, and he had a stable that he almost couldn't control. I mean, every boxer was trying to go with him. Now that's really leveled out. He seems to be at the final chapter of his career as a trainer. Still a very smart trainer, but not that type of guy who can you can match him with anybody and he can make that guy a winner.
Combat sports writer, CBS, Brian Campbell. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, please, can you tell me anything? Am I going to get to see that fight and not have to wait as long as we waited for Mayweather-Pacquiao? Isn't that the fight everybody wants, BC?
It is the fight everybody wants, but Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Sports, a slickster from England, he wants that next year. He wants both to have interim fights in the meantime, and the purpose of that is to have Joshua come to the States and establish himself here, and then he wants Wilder to go over to England and have a fight over there. I think it's the situation here. If they put that fight on pay-per-view now, Johnny, we would all love it as fight fans, even lapsed boxing fans, but it would kind of die a slow death on pay-per-view. It doesn't have that real Mayweather-Pacquiao ring to it. Yeah. Another year or another fight season of each one building up would help that fight business-wise. But this is the heavyweight division where guys can get knocked out at any point. And these are two guys that are fun to watch, but they're far from complete heavyweights. So you are taking that gamble. You're taking that risk to try to do that. If either of them lost, that would be very damaging.
Saturday night, Laura Hurd, I know you got WrestleMania stuff you're doing, or maybe WrestleMania is on a Sunday. Tell me about Laura versus Hurd this week. Seems like it's a pretty good fight, huh, Campbell?
Oh, very sneaky good fight on Showtime. Because, look, that junior middleweight division, 154 pounds, hasn't had a face ever since Canelo moved up, Miguel Cotto retired, Floyd Mayweather retired. Now we got a chance to start to see the best fight the best. And Jermell Charlo might be that best. He's looking to fight the winner of this Saturday's fight. Eric Lara is that difficult southpaw from Cuba. He's really the last remaining division stalwart here who's fought everybody in the division, including Canelo. Really a tough out, can play chess with you, but can also hurt you. But he's going up against unbeaten Jarrett Swift Hurd, who could be that guy that has next. Here's a guy with power, speed, didn't have a big amateur career, is kind of raw in there at times, but he goes after it and tries to win it. So you almost have a perfect pitcher's duel here of the fastballer and Jarrett Hurd and the crafty southpaw and Eric Lara. If anybody's going to beat Lara, it might be the type of young guy who doesn't know the gravity of the circumstance and just plows forward and tries to pin him and tries to knock him out of there. And that's what we're going to see on Saturday. And the fact that we know that Jermell Charlo, the unbeaten one out of Houston, is on deck for the winner, fun times ahead at 154.
Hey, Brian, is WrestleMania, whatever it is that in the Superdome or is it in the Smoothie Center?
Well, there's events every night this weekend. A lot of them in the Smoothie Center, but the big one, WrestleMania 34, is at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, which is an impressive structure. I got a chance to drive by in on the way to the hotel today after taking a flight. This city is fired up for WrestleMania. You better believe it. Come on, the return of Daniel Bryan, Ronda Rousey, Johnny Bullock. You gonna watch this, or that's not fitting in your weekend plans?
You know, I might have to. I might have to set that up with pay-per-view and invite some of my nerdy friends over and help me pick up the tab. Yeah, I might hit that up. Hey, please tell me you're as excited as I am, Brian, for Tuesday, April 10th, HBO Sports Andre the Giant documentary. Holy shnikes, Campbell! I can't wait.
Oh, I'm so fired up. So I got a chance to screen it thanks to the good folks at HBO. And let me tell you, all the listeners out there, this is a heck of a film. This is a heck of a documentary. Anybody that liked that It's for 30 that happened on ESPN just last year.
Yeah.
You know, this might not be as good as that one from start to finish, but the high moments, the big notes that it plays are incredible. If you live through and love that WrestleMania 3 main event, Hogan versus Andre, like I did, like a lot of people our age did growing up, this explores it to the depths that no one ever has before with interviews with Hogan, Vince McMahon, so on and so on. It's a very emotional documentary. I really encourage everybody to check that out Tuesday night on HBO, 10 p.m. right at Eastern, right after SmackDown ends. So it's a nice little tie-in there for WWE.
Hey, how does that work when you get to see a screening of it? You said HBO let you watch the film already. Do they send it to you? Do you have to go somewhere? You're big time, man. How the hell does that work?
Well, I did get invited to the premiere in Los Angeles, which had a red carpet that was going to have like Triple H, Hulk Hogan, Dana White, Vince McMahon. I was unable to convince my bosses, though, to fly me out there. But I was able to get an email with a link to a screener. But, you know, it's very high security. You have your email address splattered across the screen. So if I was going to, you know, try to, let's say, record it with my phone and send it to my buddy Johnny Ballgame, you know, he would know who we got it from, right? If that email address would be spread across the screen, there would be plenty of evidence of where that came from.
No, I can wait till Tuesday. I'm pumped, man. Hey, Brian, what's the best Andre the Giant story you've been told throughout your time covering wrestling? I'm sure you've heard a few.
You know, it just really involves the fact that Andre was so big and such a huge drinker, but when you're that big and you're flying and you're in small cars, there's just not a lot of room for you to live, and he just could not fit in small bathrooms on airplanes. So they'd have to just curtain off an area in the back, and with everybody sitting a few feet away, just go to town and just drop trowel. And that's been one heck of a demeaning experience for a guy 7'4" on a plane filled with people. But maybe that's a bad story. A good story is the fact that this guy, everyone you ever talk to, you always got to ask if they have an Andre story, and it always ends with him drinking 75 beers and 3 cases of wine in like 2 hours. So, you know, it's wild pills.
I love it, man. Well, enjoy WrestleMania 34. Thanks for the love. I always appreciate your knowledge with boxing and MMA. I'll be in touch maybe as we get a little closer to Cinco de Mayo and all that good stuff. And have a great anniversary this year. That's great for Mrs. Campbell. She gets to do something with the Hubs on Cinco de Mayo for once. Her anniversary, man. This is great.
Hey, 11 years strong. Can't beat that. This might be the first time we'll actually spend it together. How about that for a good marriage, right?
Dude, I love I love your job where you have to ask your boss, hey, you mind flying me out to L.A. for a premiere of an Andre the Giant documentary? Your boss is just thinking, I don't know. Awesome, man.
Great stuff.
Thanks, Campbell.
Buddy.
See you, pal. Good stuff with Brian Campbell. I don't know if I know anybody who has a cooler gig than that dude. WrestleMania, man, in New Orleans this year. That's killer. I had a feeling he saw that documentary already, too. I'm waiting for it. Tuesday night on HBO, and HBO does such a wonderful job with sports. An Andre the Giant documentary. Could you even imagine? Yeah. He's on a plane, which is tough enough for him. He's had 20 beers on the plane, so obviously he's got to take a whiz. And the big son of a gun, poor guy, he can't fit into an airplane bathroom. They have to they have to send him to the back of the plane where the stewardesses pour their drinks and stuff, put up a curtain, and have him take a whiz in a bucket. Andre. Anybody want a peanut? Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
Allstate Insurance and Pacific Empire Radio are proud to sponsor Arts for All. This year marks the 31st annual event, April 20th and the 21st at the Blue Mountain Conference Center in La Grande. Arts Center East hosts 25 educational art stations featuring the widest variety of mediums and styles under one roof. Day 1 is dedicated to children and adults that are specially abled. Day 2, Saturday, open to the public. Mark your calendar for this free, festive event and celebrate the arts for our community. Arts for All, artscentereast.org.
Rush Limbaugh.
You know what the most fun in life is being right so much.
On the cutting edge.
Being dead on right, down the middle right so much.
And ahead of the pack.
That's what's fun.
America's most listened to talk radio program.
And then you add to the fun when you see how irritated a bunch of numbskulls get. Because you are right.
Rush Limbaugh.
Because I am right.
The Rush Limbaugh Show on Super Talk Radio is brought to you in part by Gray's West & Co. Pioneer Chapel in Baker City.
Island City Speed Lube is more than the fastest oil change in Eastern Oregon. They offer transmission services, radiator flushes, diesel fuel injections, when some of their competitors don't. Island City Speed Lube offers extensive diagnostic checks, so when your vehicle's check engine light is on, you'll know exactly where to go. Next to the C&M Country Store in Island City. It's where you get your oil changed, among many other services too. Island City Speed Lube. Oh, and don't forget about the free popcorn and coffee while you wait.
It's time now for Community Calendar Update. The American Legion Post 43 in LeGrand is serving up hamburgers every Tuesday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Stop in for the hamburgers and enjoy live music, too. The public is welcome to come down to 301 Fur Street in LeGrand each week to participate. The Cook Memorial Library's Literacy Center is open every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in LeGrand. From 1:30 to 5 p.m., devoted volunteers assist any individual that needs help in all areas of writing, reading, and speaking. There are opportunities to connect with reading partners, develop reading and language skills, and even help with homework for students. This is a perfect opportunity for all ages to receive free help in these literacy skills, or even for someone you care for. Stop by the Cook Memorial Library on 4th Street in LeGrand for more information, or call 541-962-1339.
This community calendar update is brought to you by Claudson Sew & Soak. Hot tub sales and service for over 30 years. Great tubs, great deals, and ultimate relaxation.
Yeah, the wheel is broken, why do we turn it? If it don't mean nothing, why do we learn it? Town is quiet and I'm gonna burn it. I still got damage to do. I'm on the grind, yeah. Gone for good and I'm on the grind, yeah.
Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. I'm scared about the Masters, man. Jordan Spieth is now at -7. 4 consecutive birdies. 5 consecutive birdies. Jordan Spieth has... Actually, no. An eagle, and oh my God, what a stud. What a stud. 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. All those holes, birdie or an eagle. Would he get an eagle on the par 5, 13? He got a 3. And then he birdied 14, 15, 16, 17. Jordan Spieth -7 for the tournament. He's through 17. Rory finished a good round at -3. Kuchar finished a good round at -4. You know what? My boy AO says, calm down, Johnny. There's a lot of time for Spieth to put it in the water. I would hope so, but I don't imagine Jordan Spieth's going to be putting too many in the water. I would be nervous that Spieth is running. He's dwarfed Tiger. Tiger's at +1 today. I mean, if Jordan Spieth woke up tomorrow with Tiger's round, man, he'd pull his own hair out. -7, and again, he's on 18 right now. We'll see what he does to finish coming in. Anyway, that's your Masters update brought to you by Joe Beans. Your game of the night, Blazers Rockets, also brought to you by Joe Beans. It is the best sandwich in all of Eastern Oregon. It's called the Big Blue Mountain. It's a hot pastrami turkey cheddar Swiss on a sub roll with mayo, sweet hot mustard, onions, lettuce, tomatoes, oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper. It is the best sandwich in Eastern Oregon. We'll be back.
Serving Eastern Oregon for over 75 years. This is KLBM LeGrand and KBKR Baker City. Super Talk Radio, the talk of Eastern
President Trump
Oregon.
is now on record saying he did not know that his personal lawyer arranged a $130,000 payment to an adult film actress days before the 2016 presidential election. Correspondent Jeff Zeleny says the revelation came aboard Air Force One today.
If this continues in a court of law, should he ever be deposed, he is on the record now saying he did not know about that payment. And of course, it raises ethical concerns for Michael Cohen if he was making the payment without a permission, essentially, of his client.
The early warning system sounded the alarm as a moderate 5.3 magnitude earthquake struck off the central coast of California this afternoon.
Earthquake, weak, shaking, expected in 8 seconds.
That's what it sounded like on the computers at Caltech. Dr. Susan Huff says for a first real-world test of the system, it went pretty well.
People will be looking to see how it performed, what kind of warnings went out, and every bit of information like this is enormously valuable.
She says the warning system is like a thunderstorm. The farther away you are, the more time you have between the lightning strike and the sound of thunder. So the farther away you are from the epicenter of an earthquake, the more warning you'll have before the shaking starts. Jim Roop, Los Angeles.
Former Tennessee teacher Tad Cummins pleaded guilty today in federal court on charges connected to his fleeing the state last year with a 15-year-old student. He was charged with obstruction of justice and crossing state lines to have sex with a minor. Target has agreed to review its policies for screening job applicants. The retailer also agreed to pay $3.74 million to settle a lawsuit claiming its use of criminal background checks kept thousands of blacks and Hispanics from obtaining employment. Stocks finished higher today with the Dow up by 241 points, the S&P 500 added 18, and the Nasdaq gained 34 points. I'm Barbara Cusack.
I'm David McNeil, founder and owner of WeatherTech.com, the world's leader in vehicle accessories, where we strive to continually exceed our customers' expectations. As a customer myself, I only work with companies with the same mission. AmericanEagle.com, our web design, development, and hosting company, has continually exceeded my expectations since the last century. That's how long WeatherTech has been a customer of AmericanEagle.com. We've grown our business tremendously over the last 17 years, and our website has been a key to our growth. What I like about AmericanEagle.com is that they're a family-run business and financially stable, so I don't have to worry about them disappearing on me, and they focus on my business goals and objectives. If you're in need of serious, experienced, and expert website design, development, strategy, and hosting, contact AmericanEagle.com. They've done it for me at WeatherTech.com, and they'll do it for you.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1. AmericanEagle.com, 877-WEB-NOW1.
It's time now for your LeGrand Ride weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, a low of 40 degrees with cloudy skies and occasional light rain. For tomorrow, a high near 61 degrees with cloudy skies and breezy conditions. In Baker City tonight, mostly cloudy skies with rain continuing, low near 38 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy conditions with a chance of rain and a high near 59. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Rod Hospital. Medical research shows that people who develop a long-term relationship with a primary care provider experience better health and lower healthcare costs. Make your health a priority. Call the RMC, your primary care medical home at 541-663-3138.
Self-Service Furniture Warehouse has some news. They have mattresses. All right, it's not necessarily news, but it's definitely worth a mention to remind everyone. They've got huge king-size mattresses for you bed hogs, starting at just $5.99. They also have adjustable bases and pillow top options for the ultimate comfort. So if you want great prices, selection, and variety, you have to come to Self-Service Furniture Warehouse today because they have mattresses. Shop with Self-Service Furniture Warehouse, East End of Adams and LeGrand.
Hi, this is Rudy Maxa. Join me along with Robert and Mary Carey each Saturday on this station as we talk to the travel newsmakers, share insights and tips, and experience the world together on America's #1 travel radio show.
Super Talk Radio is your home for Rudy Maxa's World with the Careys. Saturday afternoons, brought to you by Baker Garage on Washington in historic downtown Baker City and online at bakercitygmsales.com.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame.
All right, welcome hour number 2 of 2 basketball with Bubba. This hour will be a lot of fun. I'm going to play fill in the blank with Bubba. I got 5 or 6 or 7 fill in the blanks, and we're going to play that with Bubba and have him fill in the blank, and hopefully it'll be pretty funny. Hey, Spieth gave one back on 18. He bogeyed. He finishes the day at 6 under. So no, it's cool. I maybe I got a little too scared there of Jordan. If he would have birdied 18 and he gets it, 8 under over what Tony and Cooch at 4 under. But no, you got Stenson, Reed, Hoffman, Hadwin, Lee, Rory, all at -3, just 3 strokes off the Jordan Spieth pace. It will be an interesting Friday. I mean, that's all I can say. This is going to be fun, man. And a lot of the star power at the top, which is what I'd like to see. Phil Mickelson was at 2 under today. VJ was at 1 under. Some old school 90s guys. You know what would be interesting? I had no idea. I mean, it's not like I thought Phil Mickelson was young. I didn't. Phil Mickelson's been on tour, heck, 3 or 4 years before Tiger was on tour. But if Phil wins it, and I think most people could think, yeah, sure, Phil could win this thing. I don't think he will, but I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, craziest thing ever. Mickelson won another Masters. No. But if Phil Mickelson wins this thing, he passes Jack for the oldest to win a Masters. Jack Nicklaus won the 1986 Masters famously at 46 years old. He is still the oldest Masters winner, 46. Phil's 47 right now. Again, I don't think he will, but it's not going to shock me if he does. What is he, 4 strokes back? I mean, that's nothing. And you got 54 holes left, dude. That's a lot of golf. And as my boy AO says, anybody at any time can put 1 in the water. Or if you're Sergio, you can put 5 in the water. Isn't that funny? Sergio went Tin Cup McAvoy today. He put 5 in the water. That's insane, man. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Like, you can't win a tournament day 1, but you can certainly lose a tournament day 1. And Sergio certainly did. That's kind of a funny story. Let's see. Johnny, you are a nerd, and I'll press it for you. Nerds! Golf stinks to watch, way worse than soccer.
I'm a nerd.
That's an interesting debate. Anybody want to call, email, text me, feel free on this. What would you, if you had to watch one or the other for, let's say, 3 hours, would you watch soccer or would you watch golf? Just generally speaking. I mean, if it's the World Cup final or the Masters on a Sunday? I mean, you take the apex of each sport. I mean, what's the biggest possible soccer match? It's a World Cup final. That's the biggest possible soccer match. Every 4 years, a World Cup final. Biggest possible golf situation? What is it, Sunday at the Masters? I'll be honest, neither are my favorite sports to watch. I don't watch a lot. I would probably take golf over soccer. I know I would. I enjoy watching golf more than I watch soccer. Shot making in golf, long birdie putts, the crowd, the gallery of a big tournament. Golfers I know a little bit about. Guys I've followed for a while type of thing. Soccer for me, a hard time with me watching soccer is the television presentation. The camera is so far back. Like, I have a 79-inch TV, okay? 87-inch TV I have, 88, okay? And the soccer guys running around, I can barely even see their number. And I'm like, well, I have the biggest possible TV I can have, and it's still, they zoom it back so much. To me, I don't like the overall soccer presentation on TV. Have you guys noticed that too? Like in football, in the NFL, it's not like that. And they have so many cameras at the game. Like, if you watch an NFL presentation of football, they show so many different camera angles and whatnot. It just doesn't do that. Johnny, soccer doesn't last 3 hours, you idiot. Definitely, I'd rather watch a soccer match. That is the cool thing about soccer. It's a 90-minute running clock with one 20-minute halftime. So you are done with your soccer match. Even if it's a tie, they still end the game. Even if you don't even have a winner. We got the point. We got the point. Even if you don't have a winner, they still end the game. They don't keep playing. See, a lot of times in my sports, I want to know who won and who lost. Not, well, we tied, which means we both got a point. We got a point. Like, what the hell's that? I'm just soccer geek. I'd take golf. Someone says, Johnny, I would rather play golf than soccer. I would too, man. When's the last time I've played soccer? When's the last time you've played soccer? God, 30 years? When's the last time I've played soccer? Just with, wherever it was. Family reunion, a PE class, buddies, a pickup soccer match at the field. I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't remember the last time I ran full speed. Do you? Like, when was the last time you ran as fast as you can? Like if you were running a 40-yard dash or something. Like you gave it everything you had, full speed, as fast as you can run. When was the last time you did that? I've noticed when I get a little older, like maybe I've jogged here or there, a place or two. I've jogged to the mini mart 2 blocks away from my house to get some beer or Doritos. But I don't remember the last time, like, someone maybe was chasing me, or maybe I was chasing someone, or whatever the situation be. I'm playing football in a competitive flag league, and I'm running a deep route. I guess that would probably be the last time I did that. I was in a flag football league in Boise. We went 0-6. Yeah, worst team in the league. Because Cody Pickett refused to play quarterback. We would have been undefeated, but the former Washington Husky quarterback, I was trying to get him to quarterback our squad. He didn't want to play. Anyway, we went 0-6, but I guess I ran full speed a couple of times in that league, and that would have been 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, I don't even remember the last time I ran full speed. This texter says, Johnny, I played in an adult soccer league last year.
Oh, my God, Becky.
Nerds! Good for you, dude. I'm sure it was bitchin'. Ballgame show, bench warmers, pub and grill. But no, I don't remember the last time I just ran full speed, which is interesting, I guess. I mean, you used to run full speed every day, didn't you? My boy AO says, Johnny, if you've ever played golf, you can understand how incredibly difficult it is to play. So watching golf on television, the pros make it look so easy. It's just very entertaining. I agree on that. And I'm with you on other sports, too. Like, I understand how difficult, I think I do, it would be to play quarterback in the NFL. So when I see quarterback play in the NFL, I say, oh, my gosh, yeah, it makes it... To me, that's entertaining when you watch a professional at the height of their profession, an artist, if you will. You know, Michael Jordan in his prime, watching LeBron play basketball. I played basketball a long time growing up, all the way through high school and all that fun stuff. And I, and seeing what he's able to do, absolutely that adds to it. Johnny, soccer's the most boring sport of all time. Final score 1-0. No thanks. I don't feel that way as much as I used to. I used to rip on soccer for that too. But when I'm way more of a soccer fan now than I was 15 years ago, where I would just go out of my way to trash soccer. I don't do that as much anymore. I really don't. But I've looked at the other elements of the game of soccer, the sport, where you can say that the exciting plays are happening, but they don't result in a score. And that happens a lot. I see really good runs in football. Maybe a guy runs a dude over, spin move, stiff arm, like a classic beast mode run that doesn't end in a touchdown. That's still an exciting play, a one-handed catch, or a sweet tackle or sack, or an exciting play in football that doesn't result in a touchdown. Think of it like that for soccer. There's a lot of exciting stuff that happens in soccer that just doesn't always end in a goal. But no, I'm not trying to let everybody know that, no, I'm this big soccer geek. I'm not. I don't destroy it like I used to. But no, I would take most every other sport ahead of it. Just my own personal opinion. Just soccer's never really pumped my nads. It hasn't given me a lot of pumpage. And I know it's the most popular sport in the world. I know, I just get a text. Johnny, what are you talking about? Soccer is the most popular sport in the world. Yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Yeah. Johnny, it's the most popular sport in the world. Yeah, I know. It's bitching in all those third world countries. Yeah, I know. It's awesome. They love it. And I'm not saying that it is the most popular sport in the world. I get that. It's not the most popular sport in the United States or North America, is it? No. It's not the most popular sport in Canada. That's hockey. Most popular sport in the United States of America is football. Mexico, sure. Soccer, I get you. It's big. Yeah, soccer's fun. I'm not saying that, oh my gosh, everybody who likes soccer doesn't know crap about sports. Like what you like. You want cheese on your burger? Great. If you don't, fine too. You're more of a hot dog guy than a hamburger person. Okay, great. I like a good hot dog too. I want grilled onions. I want sauerkraut. Oh, hey, hell yeah. I could go for a couple of those dogs right now. But yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat, dude. I'm not saying, and had I grown up in a soccer community, maybe, had I grown up in England somewhere, had I grown up, I don't know, wherever, third world country somewhere, in Spain, in Brazil, I'd probably love soccer the way I love the NFL. Cool. I probably would. But no, football and basketball for me have just always been kind of my 1-2. And baseball's cool too, I guess. I would get you a Mariner score, but I don't want to ruin it for some folks. So, whatever, M's in Minnesota today. Stop with all these damn day games. You're ruining my life, Mariners. I want to go home and watch the M's game at night. They're playing every single game during the day. It's weak. Blazers on the air in about 45 minutes. Ball game show, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. We'll get you another tournament update. I believe round 1 is in the books for Augusta. We'll talk about all that good stuff. Ball game show, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill.
What's black and white and red all over? The Blue Book Yellow Pages, the one with the eagle on the cover. Soar with the eagles and advertise your business in the community's phone book of choice. Customers will easily find you in print, on mobile phones, and online at statewideyp.com. The best way to reach customers ready to buy. Place your ad today. Call 888-442-8838 or visit statewideyp.com. The Blue Book Yellow Pages, simply the best.
When selling your real estate, listing is the first and most important step. Think twice and list once. List your property with Ranch and Home Realty. They'll put 6 decades of experience and success in Eastern Oregon right to work for you. Ranch and Home Realty understands the unique nature of our market. They know what works and what doesn't. For homes, commercial, land, ranches, and farms, if it's property, they get it done. List once and don't think twice about choosing Eastern Oregon's trusted Ranch and Home Realty. 963-5450.
I'm Bree Troutman with American Family Insurance here in LeGrand at 109 Depot Street. And I'd like to invite you to stop in for a free no-obligation quote. Let's see if I can save you some money. Auto, home, renters, boats, ATVs, motorhomes, farms, ranches, commercial, businesses, and life policies. You name it, American Family Insurance covers it. Keep your insurance local and come see us. Or give us a call at 663-1919.
American Family Insurance.
Word on the street is that the Oregon Trail Trader pays cash for guns. This is Carl Baum from the Oregon Trail Trader, and we have so much more than the largest selection of new and used rifles, pistols, and shotguns in Northeast Oregon. Piles of Leopold and Vortex optics, hundreds of Benchmade and case knives, shelves of fly tying and fishing gear, bullets, powder, brass, and all the reloading equipment to make it work. We're more than just guns. We are the rifleman's stop for a traditional experience. Come to the Oregon Trail Trader for all your shooting sports needs.
Valley Concrete and Pumping is your continuing local leader when it comes to all concrete pouring projects. For both contractors and do-it-yourselfers, Valley Concrete has by far the best service and prices. Having concrete poured for your project is a big decision. You got to make sure it's done right. And owner-operator Lee Atkinson knows the business as well as anyone. He's a great community leader as well. So for whatever project you may have, contact Valley Concrete and Plumbing with Lee Atkinson. You'll be 100% satisfied. That's a guarantee.
Watch me! Watch me! I got it! Watch me! that makes me want to shout.
Ballgame show, bench warmers, pub and grill. Every time I hear this song, honestly, and I love The Godfather of Soul, huge James Brown fan. I have a greatest hits album for James Brown. It's one of my favorite albums I've ever had. I love it. But every time I hear this song, Superbad, it makes me think of White Men Can't Jump. The King and the Duck. The King and the Duck. Great movie. I hope they don't remake it. Are they remaking White Men Can't Jump? I think they are lame. Johnny, I hate soccer so much, I would rather go to church than watch a soccer match. Dang, dude. I won't say your name. Yeah, this guy says he'd rather do church than soccer. Caleb says, Johnny, sauerkraut and mustard on my hot dog, please. You know, I'm not a huge, this is crazy, I'm not a huge mustard on a hot dog guy. I don't know if that makes even any sense. I'm not a huge ketchup on a hot dog guy. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense. I like a Seattle dog, okay? Give me cream cheese everywhere. Just load it with cream cheese. You can sprinkle maybe some cheddar on that bad boy, too. Have you ever had a Seattle dog? Oh, dude, bitchin'. But for my go-to hot dog, you know, brat, whatever type of meat, that's fine. I like them all. But I want grilled onions, like some of them that are black, crunchy, like good, solid, golden grilled onions and cooked kraut too. Heat it up, burn, you know, kraut and onions on my dog. They used to have a stand outside Safeco Field after games. You could get 2 dogs for $5. I used to get wasted at Mariner games. Then afterwards, on my way to the car, no, I wasn't driving, but I'd spend the $5 and get the 2 dogs and just stinking scarf those son of a guns down. Kraut and mustard. Another guy texting me says thanks. Perfect. Yeah, I'm just not a big mustard on my hot dog guy or ketchup. I like ketchup on a burger. I'm not a big mustard guy unless it's Joe Bean's sweet hot mustard. That's the best. Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City, they do doors and windows, doorknobs, let's see, signs, banners, sunshades, awnings, garage door openers. Greg Pointer and the crew, Knee-High Enterprises, appreciate you. We're going to do basketball with Bubba here. I did want to say, I don't know if you saw this, but ESPN reported this a little earlier. Tim McMahon said that Dirk Nowitzki has underwent surgery on his left ankle this morning, and he will miss the remainder of the Mavericks season, which leads everybody to believe and or speculate, is that it for Dirk? Will we see, do you want to see Dirk Nowitzki playing in the NBA? I don't know if I need to, and I'm a huge Dirk. Dirk was a bad boy, dude. Bad man. I mean, I'm saying that in the most complimentary way possible, of course, because there's been few scorers that I have ever laid eyes on that had the versatility to putting the ball in the hole like stinking Dirk. He could shoot from anywhere. He could post up. He had a fadeaway game. He had an up and under game. He could score anywhere on the floor. Okay? He was a brilliant, gifted shooter. Talking like a 90% free throw shooter. Hit threes, could drive in the lane. 7-foot guard, essentially. Dirk's a bad boy. And I will miss Dirk. And I hope he doesn't slip through the cracks of time. Hopefully he won't. He has a ring, which gives you a hall pass forever, in my opinion. But Dirk's been in the NBA since 1998. Okay, what were you doing? Where were you in your life in 1998? Where were you? What were you doing? Were you in middle school? Were you in elementary school? Were you just getting out of high school? Were you married then? Did you have any kids yet? I mean, what were you doing in 98? I was doing a whole lot of things I shouldn't be doing in 98. Ha ha! Smoking doobies. Ha ha ha! Yeah! Playing video games. A little golden eye and a doobie. A hagalaga. Oh, Johnny Ballgame. Doobies and golden eye. I mean, honestly, that's probably what I was doing in 1998. Yeah. But that Dirk, that's when he entered the league as a 20-year-old in 98. Dirk's almost 40 now. And look, if he wants to come back and do the whole farewell tour, he turns 40 in June. If he wants to come back and do the farewell tour, I'm cool with it. Because it would be nice to maybe get to a Blazer game where Dirk's final game in Portland, and you could say, Dirk, it's been fun. You're a mega monster in this sport historically. I honestly believe that you could have anybody in the history of basketball attempt to defend Dirk Nowitzki, and he's still going to get his. Jordan! Dirk would score 35 on MJ. He's 7 inches taller than him. Stop it. Well, Michael would have found a way. He would have. Oh, yeah. No. You could put anybody on Dirk ever. LeBron. We've seen Dirk. We've seen Dirk versus LeBron in a finals. Dirk beat Bron's team in 6 games that year. No, Dirk's going to get his against anybody. He's in that club for me. I don't care who you have defending him. Dirk's getting his. He can score from anywhere. Again, his scoring versatility. So, I mean, if he wants to come back for that, I'm cool with it, but he's not Dirk anymore. And this happens with athletes who play into their 40s typically. Dirk Nowitzki started every game this year for the Mavs. Okay, all 77 games he's played. Dirk started every game. He's averaging 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's shooting 40% from downtown. Of course he is. He's shooting he's shooting 90% from the free throw line. Of course he is. But he's averaging 12 points. I mean, we're living in an NBA world right now where Dirk is dropping 12 a night. Al-Farouq Aminu stuff. He says he wants to come back. Dirk said, if they'll have me, he wants to come back. So that's great. Can you name how many players in the history of the NBA that have scored more points than Dirk historically? Just can you name how, players who I'm talking total points, not points per game, not any of that crap, just points. You want to know what the list is? These are the only guys who've scored more than Dirk. Somebody named Kareem, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Wilt Chamberlain. That's it. LeBron will pass him next year, but right now, Dirk Nowitzki, 6th in NBA history in scoring, and if he comes back another year, he can pass Wilt. And Dirk can finish his career as the 5th leading scorer in the history of the league, dude. Damn. Anyway, Dirk's done for the year. Hopefully he does come back if he wants to come back. And anywho, he stayed with one team. He's one of those guys. And those guys are rare now. 20 years with one team doesn't happen. I don't know. I kind of wish he would have left a few years ago and went to a better team. But no, that's kind of what makes Dirk cool, I guess. But the Mavericks have not won a playoff series since they beat the Heat in the 2011 finals, okay? That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and now 18. 7 consecutive years without winning a playoff series. Most cases, the last few years, not even making the playoffs. So you take like a big chunk of Dirk's career, the final 7 years of his career, and he never won a stinking playoff series. Anyway, that's kind of a shame. I'll never forget Dirk in 2011 when he morphed into the greatest basketball player on the planet that year in the playoffs, and that Mavs team, which I think was the 3 seed in the West that year, got all the way to the finals, beat the Heat there, and Dirk was so good during that run. Unstoppable. He was at the peak of his prime, the peak of his powers. He was 32 years old that year. Gosh, he was good. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. We do this every other Thursday. Basketball with Bubba. the one and only Bubba Williams, EOU Hall of Famer, Eastern Oregon basketball legend, played professional in the Mexican leagues a few years, and everybody who knows anything about basketball locally here has probably played or seen Bubba play or knows him somewhere or another. Bubba Williams in studio next.
It's time now for your LeGrand Ride weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, a low of 40 degrees with cloudy skies and occasional light rain. For tomorrow, a high near 61 degrees with cloudy skies and breezy conditions. In Baker City tonight, mostly cloudy skies with rain continuing, low near 38 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy conditions with a chance of rain and a high near 59. This weather forecast is brought to you by LeGrand Ride, regional leaders in outdoor recreation and weather. For extensive, accurate information about trails, snow, and everything weather-related, visit legrandride.com.
What if you couldn't choose your job, your pet, or your doctor? Hi, this is David Ebel, physical therapist from Mountain Valley Therapy. We are honored to be your choice in physical therapy. We work with you and your healthcare provider as a team to customize and closely monitor your treatment plan to ensure you make steady progress and maintain results long after your physical therapy is complete. Let us be your physical therapist. Call us for your free consultation, 962-0830.
Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City provides options for you and services that you might not even realize. How about new doors or windows for your home or business? You'll save a ton on energy costs. How about vinyl signs or banners for an event you have, or putting your business logo on a vehicle? Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City does all of that and more throughout the entire valley. New garage door openers and installation service. They're the best. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. Knee-High Enterprises. Big enough for the big jobs, small enough to care.
When it's time for tires and time for savings, well, it's time for locally owned Rock & Sons. For over 60 years, Rock & Sons has been fitting Eastern Oregonians with the best prices and best brands of tires. It does not get more local than Rock & Sons Tire and Auto. Don't forget about 25-hour towing service, the best in Eastern Oregon. Head to rockandsons.net and make sure you're getting the best deal on tires. Locally owned and operated since 1965.
It's time now for Community Calendar Update. The OSU Master Gardener Program is a great chance to expand your gardening knowledge. These classes are held each Tuesday now through the end of April at the OSU Extension Office in Union County, located at 10507 North McAllister Road. Community members are invited to take any of these classes for just $5 per class. For upcoming schedule, photos, and more information about the program, visit the Union County Master Gardeners Facebook page or call 541-963-1010. Veterans of Foreign Wars High Valley Post 4060 is holding bingo each Wednesday at the VFW Hall in Union. The doors open at 5 p.m. with early bird games starting at 6 and regular games at 7. For more information, contact Cora at 541-562-6153. This community calendar update is brought to you by LeGrand Gold and Silver, family-owned and managed, and your trusted local experts for fine jewelry and precious metals. Shop LeGrand Gold and Silver's full line of quality jewelry, gifts, and coins.
Johnny Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill Basketball with Bubba today, brought to you by Goss Motors, downtown LeGrand. You're looking for that next vehicle purchase. Well, I'm telling you, look no further. Chevy, Buick, GMC, new pre-owned vehicles. Get down there and get in touch with the Goss Motors family. 96 years and going strong. Bubba, gosh, it's probably been a month, maybe even a longer time since we've had you in studio. Schedules have been conflicting, whatever. March Madness kind of got in the way, but my man, the legend, Bubba Williams. What's up, man?
Man, not much. Happy to be back. You've been traveling, doing the job thing, and just happy to be back in town.
Yeah. How did your bracket end up? Did you fill one out? And March Madness, your thoughts there?
I tell you, I heard you talking about with the young kid the other day that won it. I had Villanova winning it all.
Did you?
I don't know about the other points. My other parts, I had Villanova, and I had, I had Villanova and Kansas in the Final Four, but the rest of the things was terrible.
Yeah.
Villanova winning it, though.
Yeah, we had an 8-year-old win our challenge,
I heard that. Yeah, that's awesome.
8-year-old.
That's
Clean
awesome.
the house with us.
Yeah.
A couple of things basketball related. Kyrie Irving obviously out for the year. My worry would be the long-term ramifications here. This isn't the first knee operation he's had. You know what's happened with Derrick Rose. Yeah. You remember Bernard King. You're able to go BK, that far back. Yeah. I mean, he came back a little bit, but he wasn't Bernard King anymore.
No.
This could be tragic, especially with Boston committing basically a lot of its resources, saying, Kyrie, this is your deal now. And for him not to make it through one season, that would just be horrific for Celtic fans. Your thoughts, pal?
I think they had to see that coming. Kyrie said somebody said that he would have had surgery if he would have stayed with Cleveland anyway. So he knew he needed something done with his knees. I mean, once you get injured, I don't care how old you are. I know he's still young, but once your knees and back start going, you're not going to be the same person. So he's hoping Hayward come back and he maybe not to do that much, for the team.
What was the worst injury you went through your professional career?
I twisted my ankle real bad. We was playing Western Baptist. They're Corbin University now.
Okay.
And twisted my ankle bad. I mean, I couldn't even walk. And I had a trainer, Ken Kladnick, who was here back in the day, that they worked with me all night because we had to play Western Oregon the next day. In order to get to the playoffs, we had to win. Man. Yeah, so
wow.
And I couldn't walk. I mean, up until the game time, and the Western Oregon trainer was like, "No, he can't. I had to have him call Eastern Oregon and talk to Dr. Anderson, Dr. A, and she said, if Bubba said he can play, let him play. And I was hurting so bad, but and it was one of the hardest things in basketball ever to deal with.
You did play though.
I did play.
Yeah.
I did play. We beat Western Oregon by 1. Made it to the playoffs that year. So
you don't want to mess with ankle injuries too, man. That's rough. I mean, you see what Steph Curry goes through every year. He just doesn't have great ankles, unfortunately for him.
Oh, and back then we were wearing Converse.
Right.
White
with
Converse.
The weapon.
Oh no, they weren't. We wish they were weapons.
Converse weapon.
No, these were worse than that. I tell you, Eastern Oregon before they had the money.
Yeah, before they got the Jordan brand logo on their jerseys right now.
Yeah.
Bubba Williams, longtime basketball legend here throughout Eastern Oregon and beyond. We appreciate him coming on every Thursday. Dirk out for the year too. Do you think he comes back? Do you want him to? You want him to give one more kind of curtain call type of season? He's clearly not the player he was, and it's not even close. Your thoughts on Dirk and his career, and if you'd like to see him come back for one more year?
Definitely, Dirk need to come back and have a going away party like Kobe had.
Farewell tour.
Dr. J, Kareem.
Yep,
He needs one of those. I mean, he came here, being the German he was, man, and just represented. Germany and America.
He did.
I mean, to the best.
I mean, I've never seen him in handcuffs. I've never heard of him I haven't heard of a whole lot of negative things going in Dirk's direction. It seems like he's done things the right way, as they say. So I'd certainly love to see him stick around moving forward here. NBA playoffs right around the corner. Are you still thinking, look, Golden State's going to win this thing, or have you kind of shifted over, seeing what the Rockets are doing, saying, okay, you know what, Golden State's in massive trouble. Houston's the best team. Who do you think prevails in the West, Bob?
I think if the playoffs started today and Houston played Golden State today, Houston will win today.
So in a 7-game series?
In a 7-game series, they win today. But if Steph gets healthy, Durant's healthy, Clay healthy, and Draymond being on his pills, I think Golden State beat Houston, in 7.
What's the best food item for you at a ball game?
Oh, best food item for me. I mean, I got to get the hot dog. I heard you talking about it earlier.
Yeah, what's on Bubba's dog?
Oh, just ketchup and mustard.
Okay, ketchup and mustard on your hot dog. No onions, no relish, none of that stuff. No cream cheese.
Too much of a mess. No, ketchup and mustard. Let's go.
Bubba's a ketchup and mustard guy. Cascade Collegiate Conference. Visit cascadeconference.org. Keep tabs on EOU and everybody else in the league. NAIA Players of the Week, etc. That's cascadeconference.org. Stay in touch with the CCC. Get online there. Check out that website. All right, are you ready to do some fill in the blank, Bubba?
Let's do it.
All right, let's cue the music here. This is Fill in the Blank with Bubba. Bubba does not know the questions. He does not know the fill in the blanks. He's going off the cuff. This is how I like it. Just first thought that comes out of Bubba's mouth. That's what we're going to do. First off, Bubba, can you name this music?
This is a video game. Is it Mario Brothers or something?
No. It is a video game.
I only played Miss Pac-Man growing up. This that card game, right? It's the card game?
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
All right, here we go. All right. Nothing but the best on the ball game show. Okay, Bubba. Blank is the best in-game dunker you've ever seen.
Vince Carter.
Why's that? In-game? I thought you were going to, in a game. Yeah.
In a game, Vince Carter, when he was young, his first 7-8 years in the league, he was the best in-game dunker I've seen.
Frederick Weiss in the Olympics.
Oh, man.
When he jumped over the 7-footer.
You know what? That was impressive. But when he dunked on Alonzo Mourning, the king of blocks.
Is that when he brought the ball back? I'm trying to think he had one where he brought it all.
And looked in the crowd somewhere for a second and then said, all right, Alonzo, I'm back.
This is back in the day, like before social media. Vince's rookie year, I'm talking 1999.
Mm-hmm.
You would watch SportsCenter every night to see that night's Vince Carter dunk.
Yes.
Like you just did. Like, okay, what's Vince doing tonight?
Yes.
In the same year was White Chocolate, Jason Williams, okay? And he would do something every game. He was fun, man.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Fill in the blank with Bubba. All right, Bubba. If you could have one player, you could pick one player in the history of basketball. You're down 3 points and you need a 3. You get one player to take that shot. Who are you choosing?
Larry Bird.
Really? No,
Larry Bird.
Reggie Miller? No.
Look, this man gave me nightmares all through high school, all through middle school. Larry Bird. He didn't. If it was a shot he needed to make, he was gonna make it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's tough to go against legend. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Blank was the worst part about playing professional basketball in Mexico.
Not drinking the water for the first 6 weeks I was there.
How'd you drink water there?
I did not. I was scared. And then they gave me a package of water. It was in a package. Like a old Capri Sun package, but it was clear. And they said, bite it on the side of the corner and drink it like that. And I had to because I was dehydrated by then.
That and the water came like it looked like a Capri Sun pack.
Yeah.
And it was water and you ripped the end.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to drink it out of the faucet or nowhere else.
It took me about 6 weeks. I took showers with my eyes closed and I had towels around my everything, my bottom parts. I was scared.
Now this wasn't like a resort in Puerto Vallarta or something.
It was in Acapulco
so
on the beach.
You were in a nice area of Mexico
but
where
I was
you were playing.
I was scared. I just went on this is 1994. I was scared of what people told me.
Who are you playing for? Like the Acapulco
We were called the Acapulco
Gauchos?
We were called the Acapulco All-Stars. And it was only supposed to be 2 Americans on the team. But we had guys on the team that had other countries in their background. You know, Frankie Edwards, a Samoan guy, but he played at Long Beach State, during the Larry Johnson and the UNLV days.
Yeah.
You know, my buddy Steve Leary, grew up in L.A., but he's Panamanian.
So he was able to kind of find a loophole there.
Yeah. My buddy, the white Mike Vet, was from Belize, but he grew up in L.A., right in South Central, went to Crenshaw High School, state champion. Yeah,
said he was from Belize.
But he was from Belize. He was Belizean.
Dude, have you ever been to Belize? I haven't.
No, I've never been to Belize.
It looks gorgeous, man.
That's what I've seen, but...
Basketball with Bubba. All right, blank was the best part about playing pro basketball in Mexico.
I'll say just playing outside in an environment where...
playing outside?
Playing outside in an environment where they thought you were Jordan.
Okay, so you were like Bubba Jordan in Acapulco.
Yeah, I can jump pretty good back then, in my younger days. And you can hear them outside screaming when the people that couldn't get in the stadium.
So they packed that place.
Oh yeah, it wasn't big. I say it was probably about 2,500 people.
Okay, but it was packed.
It's packed. It was packed. And don't do nothing wrong because they'll throw something at you in a heartbeat.
Were you single? If you know what I mean. Back then?
No, I was married.
Okay. For the single friends on the team, some fun nightlife with some senoritas and stuff like that for them.
They had a lot of clubs in Acapulco, and it was me and another guy that was married, and then so we hung with the coaches a lot. Just kind of stayed around there. But we did go out a couple of times and stuff, and the nightlife was just amazing. 24-hour clubs.
Did your coaches? They spoke English? Spanish?
No.
Yeah.
No, they had that broken English, like I had the broken Spanish.
Yep.
But he knew when I needed a tequila shot, and he knew when I needed a beer, so we were good.
Or a jump shot.
Yeah.
Or to pass the ball. Okay. Yeah. Blank is your favorite all-time basketball movie.
Right now, Above the Rim.
Dwayne Martin, Tupac.
Oh man, yeah.
Leon.
Yeah, more just because of the acting. you know, and
Dwayne Martin can play.
Yeah,
it seems like
yeah.
he was good in White Men Can't Jump. He was good, obviously, in Above the Rim. Dwayne Martin's got some basketball skills.
Yeah, and I know he played in some league they have in Hollywood. They got a little,
I know what league you're talking about.
a
lot of dudes play in that.
and he killed in that.
Is that the Drew League?
No, that's the Drew League. He played in this one with the movie stars and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Like Brian McKnight kills in that league too.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. You got to be like a.
You got to be somebody famous.
Yeah.
The Drew League is something different. Yeah.
Dwayne Martin plays in that league.
He used to. I don't know if he does now, but he used to kill back then.
So and Tupac in that movie too. Marlon Wayans was in that.
Oh man, it's cow. I mean,
I haven't seen Above the Rim in a while.
I mean, like Blue Chips and Hoosiers. I mean, all the movies are great movies. Don't get me wrong though, but I can watch Above the Rim like right now if you put it on.
I'm kind of that way with White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah, it's been on TBS or something like the last month or two.
White Men Can't Jump has. Yeah, that would probably. I mean, Hoosiers for me is a classic.
Yeah.
Like if Hoosiers is on, sometimes I won't go away from that. Trying to think of other basketball movies. If you want to chime in on this or call 963-4122 Basketball with Bubba, what basketball movies are we forgetting that we forgot to name that you're thinking, okay, that's up there. That's one of the best basketball movies of all time. Chime on in 541-963-4122. Your favorite basketball movie of all time. All right, let's move on here. Bubba, one current NBA player that reminds you of you when you played. Your games somewhat correlate with each other when you watch the NBA today and you're thinking, okay, that guy, my game was similar to his. Do you have any of those guys?
I used like back in the day. I thought I was Ross Strickland.
I remember Ross Strickland.
The big shoulders. Couldn't really shoot that well, but get to the hole and then always 2 foot stop and go up.
Yeah.
Right now, honestly, I'm gonna look at the game the way it's played now. A lot of the guys are shooting threes, which I didn't shoot them that well. So if anybody, it would probably be, probably a backup point guard for somebody. I'll say just offhand, I'll say. I couldn't even think of nobody, to tell you the truth right now.
So nobody really reminds you of your game today. Okay, that's fine. What about this? Blank would be the era of NBA basketball that you would have enjoyed playing in the most, and why?
I'll say...
What era?
I'll say back in the day with the Bad Boys and all them.
So like 80s?
Yeah, about 80s.
Mid-80s, early 90s?
Yeah, because, I thought I was a tough kid. I was that guy that you cut through the middle, I'll bow you, I'll trip you, I didn't care.
You ever undercut somebody?
No, I never undercut nobody because I knew that was one thing. I used to jump, like I said, pretty good for myself, and I didn't want nobody doing that to me.
Yeah, you're kind of a leaper, huh?
Back in the day, yeah.
Two-footed?
Two-footed, yeah.
Me too, yeah.
Two-footed. Yeah. But yeah, I love back in the 80s where, you go to the hole and you had your whole team like backing you up. You want to get down, let's do it, The referees really didn't get involved with it too much,
Yeah, they kind of let the players police things a little more.
Yeah.
Back then, huh?
And you can talk to the refs back in those days. I mean, cuss them out pretty much and want to get a tech. Yeah, I'll probably get teed out of every game this year. The way the game is played now, because I wasn't a crybaby, but if it was a call that was bad, you're gonna hear about it. I
love it, man. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. That's Fill in the Blank with Bubba. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
Hey y'all, Blue Mountain Barbers on Adams Avenue in LeGrand is the best barber shop in town. I know my name's Texas and I'm a barber there. We offer every type of service: haircuts, beard trims, facial shaves, head shaves for the bald fellas, everything. We're all huge sports fans, so you know the game's always going to be on one of our TVs. Our crew is great at conversating and the lines are the fastest that I've ever seen. You're in and you're out. We're going to take care of you, that's for sure. Come get your hair cut. Blue Mountain Barbers on Adams Avenue.
There is a difference. Come into Carpet One Floor and Home and you'll immediately see the difference. Browse a little and you'll discover more than just a beautiful showroom. You'll find the best selection at a great price. You'll notice the best warranties in the industry. You'll find out about our beautiful guarantee. If you don't love the way your flooring, furniture, or mattress looks or feels, we'll replace it for free. You'll discover our healthier living installation process. Come experience the difference. Carpet One Floor and Home in LeGrand, Baker City, and Enterprise.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395. This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details, not available in all states.
More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 101,000 here in Oregon. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline, skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens. This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
Clutching the envelope tightly, I stepped onto the ladder at the bottom of the treehouse. Something caught my eye above me and I looked up. Light! It looked as if there were a firework display going on inside the treehouse. Crackling and snapping and whizzing sounds spun around above my head. Light shot out in sparks, dancing to the popping of noise. And then I looked up and saw... To find out what happens next, read Philippa Fisher's Fairy Godsister by Liz Kessler. Explore new worlds and check out more cool books at your local library. And visit read.gov, brought to you by the Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our determination, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise, we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
Basketball with Bubba, Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Swing by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Best deals on tires, best brands. I'm talking small, medium, big, enormous sizes of tires at Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Don't forget about their automotive repair as well. That's AC service, batteries, belts, hoses, brake services, cooling system services, electrical service, you name it, they can handle it. Bubba, we're talking off the air, Bubba and myself, about Conor McGregor. And what went on today at Barclays Center. Basically, Conor shows up with a bunch of dudes, looking to raise hell, and hell they were able to raise.
Yeah.
You were saying something. This is New York, okay? Where they're not exactly lenient on stuff like this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Conor's lucky he's rich. Because if he was if he was broke like me, he'd be in Rockers Island right now, waiting to see what they're gonna say about what happened.
If Bubba, if you and your boys showed up and raided in on this press conference for whatever beef you may or may not have had with one of these guys, you're right. You're in handcuffs and you're headed to Rockers Island, and you're in an orange jumpsuit right now and flip flops, and you're going away for a while.
Crying.
Connor's lucky, crying. Connor's lucky he's rich.
He's lucky. He's lucky he's rich, and he's lucky they're gonna find out what happened first. And by the time they find out what happened first, he's going to be able to pay his way out of it.
Yep. And publicity. Like, I'll tell you this, he's not losing street cred for this.
No.
If you thought Conor was the cat's meow going into this thing, if you're a big MMA fan and you love some Conor McGregor, and the fact that he just kind of does stuff like this is part of the reason why people like him so much. He just doesn't give a rip. And he's not losing street cred on this. He's gaining it, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. He's a showman. I mean,
he is.
He's playing the game the right way for him. Mayweather is going away, right? And right now, boxing, MMA, and all that stuff, they need somebody that's going to be that guy, that Muhammad Ali that's talking, that's doing all the things that we can't do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's going to do it. And I'm telling you, he's going to be huge after this.
Think about, okay, you're Dana White, say, and you're running UFC. And one part of you says, I'm going to ban Conor for 2-3 years. He can't fight in UFC anymore. But how cost effective is that? How what's the detriment financially or moving forward with UFC in saying, hey, we're not going to allow Conor to fight in our league? So if you're Dana White, don't you kind of have to juggle that? Like on one hand, you don't want him fighting in your league. You want him to serve a punishment for this. But two, God, don't you need him?
Yeah.
Don't you want to bring him in for the fight, for the impact, for the finances?
Yeah, you can't suspend him for 3 years. Boxing, if you get two great boxers right now, boxing is still the show to watch, right? MMA is still rising, but you take away the greatest entertainer in your sport for 3 years? Are you kidding me? Ronda Rousey done went to another thing too. Also, you can't do that. Only thing you can do is spank him on the back of the hand and tell him to cut it out. Maybe suspend him for 6 weeks, so then that's gonna give him time to train anyway, and then bring him back, and then he's gonna be that guy.
Yeah, honestly, you lost. Like you said, you lost Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
That was Dana White's biggest draw for a long time.
Yeah.
She's fighting in WrestleMania this weekend.
Yeah.
You any interest there, WrestleMania?
Man, I tell you what, I never really got into it.
Even as a kid, growing up in L.A.?
As a kid, I didn't, but I had two of my best friends. They watched it all the time, and of course, I wanted to hang with them, so I wound up watching the Hulk Hogan, the Andre the Giant time. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Superfly, Snook and all that. Yeah, JD, Special Different Jones. Yeah,
JYD, man.
The Snake. I watched it.
the Snake.
Yeah, so I sat down and watched them guys. Just because my buddies did. And they put on some good shows. They put on some good shows.
They did, man. Like the wrestlers there in the '80s.
Yeah. And what was the big girl named China? I think it was. Remember she was.
Oh yeah, China, the female.
Yeah, the female lady. She was humongous and stuff. Then I saw her in like Celebrity Rehab when she was drunk and all. I said,
scary. I saw that show too.
Oh man,
she was scary. Bubba.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was.
LeBron still. You booking LeBron and the Cavs in the East to get to the finals this season?
Lock.
You're locking it down,
I'm just
especially
locking
with this Kyrie deal.
Yeah, this Kyrie thing in Toronto. What have they done in the playoffs?
It's tough to trust them, right?
Yeah,
they're a regulars. They're a paper champion.
Yeah.
They do this in the regular season every year, and I don't know if they can beat LeBron in a series.
Yeah, and in Philadelphia they look strong, but
they do, man.
But they don't have a goat who. They don't have a guy in the playoffs the referee's going to call a foul for.
Good point. Get me the ball, get out of the way, and this guy can get a call if he needs
it.
to.
Yeah, and that's what the Blazers need. If Blazers get one of them guys, I guarantee you they'll be in that top echelon. They number 3, but regular season,
How do you feel about the Blazers? Like, okay, if the playoffs started tonight, Bubba, Blazers would be the 3 seed, and they're probably going to get smacked tonight.
With a healthy Damian?
Yeah, let's say the playoffs are beginning and Damian's ready to go. If the playoffs started tonight, they'd be playing the Thunder in the 3-6. I know, man. That scares me.
Yeah.
Who are you taking in that series? Blazers, Thunder?
I'm going to take I want the Blazers to win that series because I want Paul George to just feel miserable so he can come to L.A. So I'm taking the Blazers to win it, but I just don't see Westbrook's losing in the first round to anybody except Golden State and Houston.
Speaking of your Lakers, is Magic going to be able to get this done? They have so much money freed up. Hell, they can spend 2 max contracts in the offseason. Is Magic going to get this done? What do you think about the Lakers, man?
I just I'm hoping, of course, I'm wishing, but I just can't see him doing. I just can't see 2 max guys, and we need caliber guys. We don't need, guys like, we got Caldwell Pope right now that's making $17 million or something like that. He's not a $17 million guy.
No, I didn't even know he was making that.
Yeah, so the Lakers, if Magic's doing this, I'm hoping as a fan that he can pull it off, but I just can't see him getting 2 guys that are worth that money.
How big a LeBron fan does Bubba Williams become if he becomes a Laker? Because you're not a huge LeBron guy.
No, I'm not.
But if he becomes a Laker, are you going to be singing a different tune there, Bub?
I'm like this. Once a Mountie, always a Mountie. Once a Laker, always a Laker. So you come to the Lakers, he's part of the family now. Yeah.
Why you got such beef with LeBron, man? Come on.
It's no beef with him, but the way the media makes him, first of all, when they try to put down my man Kobe, they always compare him to him and saying he done this, done that, whatever. It just makes you just, stay in Cleveland.
Kobe loyalty there. I get you. Bubba, it's been fun, man. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Another day basketball and Bubba. Happy birthday today, Pop Warner, Mark Bolger, and Steven Jackson. Bubba, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. You have a good time.
Ball Game Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. That's all I got. Go Blazers.
Super Talk Radio, your home for Blazers
Most
basketball.
awarded craft distillery in North America for the 4th year in a row. And now available at 2 main-level bar locations at the game. You can't spell Rip City Loves Basketball without BSB.
Heritage Distilling Company, Eugene, Oregon.
Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. This is Portland Trailblazers basketball.
Dame brings it across, uses the Nurkic pick, down the lane, feeds Nurkic, he hammers it with one hand. Beautiful assist by Damian Lillard. That was your pretty assist of the night right there.
Welcome to the 48th season of Portland Trailblazers basketball.
A topic goes to Chief. Chief thought about a three, now he drives down the lane.